Hello, welcome back to Market TV Show. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin long-term view. Where have we come and what to expect next? Right now we're looking at the monthly chart. Right now Bitcoin is at 11,638. Pretty bullish. Bullish momentum for 5 months now above the two moving averages, the 20 and the 50. And if you zoom back, you can see we've never broken below the orange line. We whipped below it 4 or 5 months ago, but we couldn't close below it. If we had closed below, we would have had further downside and correction would have lasted longer, most likely. And keep that into perspective. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. We have 200 moving average never broke below, offer support three times offer support, then we bounced higher. And if we look at it on an Elliott wave perspective, this is what I see. Since the beginning of Bitcoin, we didn't have the data here, but I'm going to count all this as a 1, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the fifth wave in the first wave, and then we had an A, B, C deep correction to the right here, and then we had a major 3-wave rally to the 20K top, and then A, B, C for the first A wave, and then for the B wave up, and then for the 3-wave down, C for the fourth, and now we're working on our fifth. 1, 2, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to much higher. This is a very long 5-wave sequence, as you can see. Now, if we take a look at if we measure out the waves here, doing it again here. If we do a Fibonacci projection from the bottom of the 1 to the bottom of the 2, what do we see? We see it's way above the projection at my settings. Usually it doesn't go that high, but in crypto, a lot of times we see prices come up to these high Fibonacci targets and go way higher, especially in a big bull market. So there's no good projection there from the extension. However, we could use the same method for the fifth wave, where we can possibly go on the fifth wave. You can see 1.618 of the first wave will be 33,000, and then 4.236 of the first wave will be 82,000. Those are huge targets. The more conservative target, I think, will be the 33,000. Maybe the 52,000 has a better rounding number, like 50K Bitcoin. People are going to go crazy, and then we're probably going to see a dump from that point. I don't see how we can go so much higher, at least not at this point. I mean, anything's possible. Always stay within how the market's trading and watch the price action. But these are the FIB projections that we're working with here. As long as we are above all the moving averages, we're going to go higher, and until we are not. So that is Bitcoin on the long-term scale. Looking now at the daily. Oh, another thing to point out, going back to the weekly here, we made a pivotal break. You see, if I connect the tops, we broke the top here. This has been the resistance zone for 2 years now, and then we have broke above this trend line. If we can stay above this trend line and consolidate here, the next sell-off, and we can stay above it and create some sort of flag, then we are in bullish territory. If we get a reversal and we manage to stay beneath it, then chances are we continue the downward momentum and test the red line again, the 200-day moving average. If we break below it, we're going to hit much lower targets. And if I draw a trend line from the pivotal low here to here, this is your support line after the red line. If we lose the red line support, this is about 22,000. As time moves forward, this line goes up, right? So then it goes up to 3,000 and so forth. So keep it, this line down here is just as important as this line up here. Another important support line will be here. So if we break this line, 4,000, 5,000-ish area, depending on where we are in the time, is the this will be the next important trend line. So we have 1, 2, 3, the zone of support, and then we just broke in the resistance zone here. And if we break above the pivotal high here, the last high right there at around 14,000, we can close above it, then we are going to see higher highs and challenge the 20K up there. Looking at the daily, above all moving averages, consolidating sideways. And let's take a look at the indicators. In indicators, we're showing some slowing down of momentum. You can see here, oscillators are pointing downward now, going downward. And then you can see MACD is curling downward, hasn't made a bearish cross yet. And we haven't tested the 20-day period in a while now. That's about 6% away at 10,000. Below that is the 50. That's at 9,800. And support is just right here. So if this doesn't hold and go further, the daily support is at 8,800. My guess is that we do come down here, test support because it lines up really well with the important trend line support coming down from the 20,000. If we come down below and test it again and bounce up, then I think it's a good place to buy here. Where we see right now going long is very difficult because we do see a declining volume, and then we're far away from the 20 and the rest of the moving averages. So if you're not already long, it's tough to I would say to go long here. But if we get a correction, though, will help everybody out. I feel so that we can all get in for the next wave up on the big. I think will be an even bigger wave up, since I'm seeing this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe we're in the middle of a third wave. It's very hard to tell during the trend on a daily chart. Just keep your eyes peeled for the moving averages. That will make it much simpler, and I like simple. So that is the Bitcoin analysis for the long term and to the daily. Let me know if this is helpful, and let me know what other markets you want me to cover in the altcoin market. There's a lot of activity there, so much to cover. I don't know which one to cover a lot of times because there's so much to it, and it'll take an hour just to look at each one of them briefly. So, all right, I'll end it there. Please like, subscribe, and share the video if you find it helpful. It will help me a lot. And let me know what you want to cover next. It will help me to help you to if you have any questions on any particular market. I look at any market, so just let me know. All right.